Oh, whew. You get to see me red like a tomato. Because if I have the fan on, you can't hear me. So, I'm Megan Gray. I'm a fine art landscape painter based in New Jersey, where it's summer and it's hot and sticky, and I believe it's midday, so this was really smart of me. I should have waited. But it's quiet and I have energy right now, so I'm going to do this video now. I wanted to make this video about my process because I don't really talk about it that often, especially online. I do in the comments when people ask, but not usually just as a full form video. I hope you guys get the, whew, I wish I could have that fan on. So here it is, my process. This is how that started, the process I'm about to tell you. And it's pretty much how all of my paintings, whether they're mini, like this little guy, or they're big, like this one, pretty much starts that way. First, I start very abstractly with a mess of chaos of usually brown or brownish color on the canvas. After I tone it like this with the other, usually I use an orange, but sometimes I experiment with other colors. After I tone it, then I go in and just chaotically spread the paint around. I don't have anything in mind. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I know I want to do a marsh or I want to have trees, and then usually that decides to change over time with what happens, and trees turn into a marsh and a marsh turns into trees, and that is just how this process goes. And I let that happen because it shuts my brain off. Sweat. It shuts my brain off completely. And being a mom of 3, I'm also a type 1 diabetic. I have to constantly be on top of everything at all times. And it's a lot. It's a lot for my brain. It's just constant. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So when I'm painting, that completely shuts off. It just stops. And it's like a rest. So each painting is a rest for me. After I go through that crazy spreading some marks of paint around, I go in with a paper towel or rag, and I just kind of look. I take a step back and I look and see like what's going on with the marks. Are there trees in the distance? Are there trees closer? Is the marsh going to the left or to the right, or is the river going to the left or to the right? And I just push and pull the paint. I add and I subtract the paint. Add it with a brush, palette knife. I move it around with another brush and the paper towel or rag, and I just find that scene within all of that. And it can change throughout, and it does. It's kind of a dance. It's almost more like painting as a sculpture, maybe, like not with marble where you're just taking away, but more like clay where you can add and subtract and build upon those initial marks. And the final bit with each painting is the light or the softness of a fog or a misty scene. And that's what I work with at the end and kind of decide what that's going to look like, where that's going to be, and what colors are going to be in that sky. Whether I could add some pinks or oranges, or throughout this, maybe it's a nice bright day and there's clouds and blue sky. That's also definitely a thing. On a deeper level, Mm-hmm. On a deeper level, the work for me is about taking the struggle of life and maybe the suffering that we go through and turning that into some kind of structured scene and form where there is light. I believe that we go through difficult times and difficult circumstances that make us stronger and more empathetic as humans. It gives us a deeper meaning to life. And I just think that through my paintings, going from this very chaotic, don't know where my footing is or where I'm supposed to be in the moment, to then coming out onto the other side of it with this loose but kind of corralled into a safe place of a landscape, and then that light or that softness that shines through at the end really is the pinnacle of that, taking our struggles and our difficult moments and building upon them and growing stronger through them and with the process, instead of not using it to our benefit and to our spiritual growth. So that's what it means to me on a deeper level. Again, every painting that I've done, the viewer makes that connection for themselves, whatever that may be. I just know that that's what it means for me. And it is really hot, and I hope that helps, and I will show a little bit more of my process in the future. There are some, along with my sweat mustache, there are some videos that I already have on YouTube that show my process. I'm not the only one that starts from a chaotic place and then finds that landscape in it. There are other artists, so I do not nobody owns these creative processes, and we all start somewhere and take it to our own vision. So yeah, if you have any questions about my process and you want to know more, or if you have access to something really cold and cool and not sticky and sweaty, send it my way. Bye.